Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? It is, I think, October 8th, and this is your daily financial news. First and foremost, thanks for the 10 or 12 new subscribers. We are slowly marching towards 10,000. Honestly, hope to get there in October. So if you like these daily financial news, hot topics, all the great interviews we do me a favor, hit subscribe, and you will be a part of the journey to 10,000. So first and foremost, the topics of the day. I just saw a note that they are talking about the second presidential debate going virtual. I don't know about you, but I see no chance that Donald Trump is interested in a virtual debate. It would frankly be too easy to hit the mute button, honestly. So I don't see that. Also, I don't think it shows the strength that he is trying to communicate in these debates. So I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't see any virtual debate going on. Oh, look at that. We're getting a comment that looks like the White House has already said that. Well, hey, look at that. I did not know that. So we'll see. We'll see if it gets, maybe it just gets delayed. Maybe it goes from, I think it was the 15th to maybe the 20th. Because again, I believe Trump wants to do these in person and communicate strength and the like. And again, a virtual debate, it would be so easy to hit the mute button. It actually might be a better debate, maybe. I don't know. But I just don't see it happening. And apparently people are showing me that that's it's already been communicated, which I missed in my communications. Next up, looks like IBM is spinning off their infrastructure business, essentially creating a high growth and I'll call it low growth for lack of a better term, units. This is interesting. This kind of follows on what HP or Hewlett Packard did 6 years ago. I worked at Hewlett Packard at the time where they spun off essentially the same business units. IBM is doing this after their large Red Hat acquisition, which gave them the abilities to do it, kind of a cloud unit and everything else. I don't know. Kind of feels late, but good timing, I guess. The market's hot, so might as well do it now. I'm really starting to wonder about movie theaters. I know there's a lot of talk about airlines and the like. I'm wondering, can movie theaters survive? Right? Is this just the acceleration and all we do is streaming going forward? I don't know. Blockbusters being delayed till next year, essentially a year of no revenue. It's hard to reconfigure theaters to do anything else, right? They're essentially little, I don't know, bunch of chairs aimed at a screen, right? So it'll be interesting to see if the movie theater business exists in any kind of, I don't know. I understand the experience and the sound and the size. But can any business go a year without revenue? Can it go 16 months without meaningful revenue? And again, these are typically not getting quote unquote bailout talk. So it's just something that's crossed my mind I'm thinking about. Morgan Stanley's making another significant acquisition. It is continuing its growth by acquisition. Morgan Stanley, as you know or may not know, bought E-Trade. What was that, 9 months ago or so? Now they're buying Eaton Vance, which provides financial services products for about $7 billion, about a 40% premium on yesterday's closing price. It's about half and half cash and stock. But again, that's what Morgan Stanley's doing, is looking to add top-line growth via acquisitions. I got to ask about the stock market. I mean, I've seen the market up yesterday. It was up this morning when I checked right before I started this. And near as I can tell, I mean, you tell me if something else is going on, but near as I can tell, the stock market, is acting like they know something that we don't know. It's acting like a stimulus is like right around the corner. And I stand by the fact that if we don't have anything by Friday, which is tomorrow, wow, tomorrow already, my guess is the House and Senate go home and they worry about the election, which will be 3 short weeks away. So I don't know. Stock market may have inside information that we don't have here in the public. So kind of interesting. McDonald's reported some interesting earnings. Same store U.S. sales were up 4.6%. However, worldwide, when you look at worldwide, it was down 2.2. All of that on international was down 10%. 10%. That's significant, right? Everything I keep hearing is Asia is doing much better. But when you look at the international numbers for McDonald's, 10% down is pretty significant. So it could just be tastes. Maybe tastes are changing. Fast food industry, the consumers can get fickle, so you don't know there. But again, same store U.S. sales up 4.6. Again, that's up from Q2, which was the depth of the recession. But they're down 2.2 worldwide and 10% internationally. So thought that was interesting. But most importantly, if you're a dividend investor, is they increased their dividend by 3%. It is now $1.29 a share. So pretty healthy dividend. Got some data from a travel company around airline bankruptcies or airline failures. It looks like there's been 43 commercial airlines that have failed in 2020. I thought that would be a big number, but when you go back, and again, this data is from travel company Cirium, Cirium. I don't know how to say that, Cirium, I think. There was actually 46 failures in 2019 and 56 failures in 2018. So as of right now, clearly 2020 is not over. Less commercial airline failures this year. Could it be the bailouts and zombie companies and whatnot? I think the answer is yes. We should have definitely had more airline failures this year. And bailouts misallocated are keeping zombie companies alive, and that is not a way to have a capital system work as it should. So kind of interesting. Hearing a lot about Canada's real estate being in a market bubble and a crash and all of that. From some YouTube entertainers out there. It looks like Toronto real estate posted another record quarter. Looks like there were just over 11,000 sales in Toronto. That is 42.3% more than the same month of 2019. And the selling price, this I didn't realize it was this high in Toronto. This average selling price was $960K. And that is a 14% rise year on year. So again, don't know anything about the Toronto market. Don't know if it's a bubble or not. All I can tell you is, at least from what I read in the data, it seems like we have similar things going on. People are moving around. People's space is good. This is the article really talked about single family homes doing the best, with townhouses and condos going slower. So it is very interesting to see what's going on. Chevron is joining the growing list of Fortune 500 companies cutting their workforce. They're cutting up to 15% of their workforce. And in the article that I read, they're making people reapply for their job. That's just heart-wrenching. Man, can you imagine having to fill out a resume and interview for your job? Oh, talk about stress. Ouch. The big number of the day, of course, it's Thursday, is unemployment claims. Came in at 840,000 for the week. This is since March, we've been above 800,000. We've clearly put in a floor. I am very nervous that the next 3 weeks, we're going to bounce off the bottom and go to 900 and 950 and a million. If we get back above 1 million, that will be a real sign of a double dip recession and some real pain ahead. The good news, if you want good news, is continuing claims, which is probably the more blended average. It actually fell 1 million. It went right from 11.9 to 10.9. So probably a more important number. Continuing claims was down 1 million. That is net positive. And then just some raw numbers I captured before we started. Looks like Square is buying 50 million of Bitcoin. That sounds like a lot. It's probably just a drop in the bucket, but Square is putting some significant weight into Bitcoin, 50 million. It'll be interesting to see what their plan is for that. Is it a vault, a store for value, or are they going to try to make a market and allow people to pay and sell differently with Bitcoin? We shall see. Instacart just raised another round, and their new valuation is $17.7 billion. Instacart has been a lifesaver for Olivia and I. We did everything was Instacart for several months during the pandemic or the health crisis. That valuation doubled over the years. And then finally, 16,000 vacancies in Manhattan. And that is triple a year ago. Folks, space is good. Financial mobility, work from home. These are all trends we've been talking about for 3 or 4 months. The data is just catching up. All right, I really look forward to Jonathan's interview today, and we're going to hopefully talk, and we're going to do some math together and really talk about that video I did last week, talking about how a $99 million building could very quickly fall to $50 million with just a couple of things, a little bit lower rent, a little bit higher expenses, and a cap rate expansion. So that should be a very, very entertaining conversation. And then lastly, I've been working on some videos around how to introduce topics of money to kids. So I've been brainstorming a couple things. I will likely share with you later in the day. But take a look. I am trying to put all my ideas out there because maybe there's a book out there. I'm thinking kind of like 8 to 15 is kind of the age group I'm aiming for. But I'll put some concepts out there. Let me know what you think. See if I'm off base, on base. Give me other ideas to talk about. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, everybody, take care of yourself.